Okay, we're going to record how to do a simple animation in Photoshop so that you might be able to learn how to do this. And I'm going to have some full-time animations tutorials coming out. Check in at paulsilvaart.com or even here at Wandering Wando. I should have something pretty soon coming up on all of that. But anyway, here's what we're going to do. We start with a background picture. You can see it up here is our layer section, and it shows we have one layer. It's a floating layer, and then we've got this other guy over here who I had previously trimmed out from a painting I did. You don't have to be a painter, you can take him from photography. I'm going to drag him in here. He's a little big. I'm going to cancel that whole action, and I'm going to reduce his size first. Image size, let's put this down to about 3 by 2 by 72. Drag him in here. There's a little more appropriate. And we can get rid of this guy now. We don't need him anymore. Okay, so we've got Wando. Hey, how about that? And what we're going to do is, in order to do an animation, we need to have the animation bar up here. And we've got two layers. Let's change the name of this one so we know who we're talking about, to Wando and a background. And you see them right over here, Wando and the background. The background's not going to move. We don't need to mess with that. But Wando, we can do three different things. We can change his position, his opacity, or his style. We're only going to be interested in his position for the sake of this little animation that we're doing. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to start by taking Wando off screen. I'm going to open that up fully so I get a little more space out here. And you see I've got auto select, it's Wando, it's the screen, whichever one I touch. We're going to undo that move, grab Wando over here and get him off the screen. Now in order to move Wando next time, we need to take it off of auto select because we won't select out here, and select the layer up here, Wando, and now we hit this little clock down here by the word position, and it sets a yellow keyframe which says that at this particular time in the timeline, which is here, Wando is positioned back here. Now we're going to move the timeline up by about 2 seconds, maybe 2.5 seconds, because we want to give a little time for whoever it is just to see a blank background with this looking over the Charles back at Boston and North Church over here. I think that's North Church. I may be wrong, but anyway, and we've got Wando in the background. Now we're going to leave that back there. We want this whole time period for Wando to stay right back there. So now what we're going to do is hit this little ladder thing here, and a pop-up menu comes, and we're going to select copy keyframes. And we just copied this keyframe that says Wando's off screen. And now on this timeline we're going to do the same back here and hit paste keyframes. So if we run our animation, nothing happens, because from there to the next two and a half second point, which is right around there, Wando is behind the screen. Now we're going to move it up about a second or so, but this time with auto select off, Wando selected, we're going to move Wando just out like he rode in just on the edge here. Okay, so you can see him, and he's going to stop and look over the scene. I'm going to put this up here so we can see it a little bit better. So Wando's down there, and it says that he got there from here. So we'll see now if I hit the play bar, as it passes that point, it brings Wando out to this point where he stopped. And we're going to let him sit there for 1.5 seconds or so. We're going to click on this keyframe. We're going to ask to copy it like we did the last one. And then we're going to click and ask it to paste it like we did the last one, so that he stays there during this period from here to here. He sits there and stays. But then we want him to ride off. So we're going to take about, let's see, a couple of seconds, a couple of 3 seconds, somewhere around here, to let him ride off. And now we're going to just have him go over here, and it sets the keyframe to put him over here. And that's the end of our animation. If I bring this back and hit the space bar to play it, let's see if I can get that to go. Now we have our animation. Wando rolls out, he stops and pauses, he's going to look over the Boston scene, and continue riding along the bike path on Memorial Drive in Cambridge. Have a great day. Visit paulsilvaart.com and see some of the beautiful paintings that are available.